my name is Dr. Kulaki Raitop, and I will be your professor for this fall section of English 2150, Asynchronous Online. This is the first of two introductory videos to our course, layout, the syllabus, our plans. In this first video, I'm going to go through the first half of the syllabus with you and the corresponding parts of Blackboard. In the second video, we'll look a little bit more in depth at what the weekly plans will be for our class and the discussion boards in Blackboard. So with that, let me go ahead and jump on over to Blackboard. So first of all, when you land on Blackboard, or when you get into Blackboard, your landing page will be your home page for our course. The announcements will populate right here in a box, and the announcements will be the main way I'm going to communicate with everybody in class. So the announcements are class-wide. We do also have messages within Blackboard. If you're new to Blackboard, you can always send me a message in Blackboard, or you can always email me as well. So you have two methods there to communicate with me. In Blackboard, the syllabus tab on the left sidebar will take you to this page, and let's start up here. So this first folder right here has a PDF of our syllabus and a PDF of our weekly plans. We will look at those in a moment. This is a link to our Zoom that I will use for office hours. When you click on it, it'll populate here, or you can click over here on the left sidebar, Office Hours Zoom, same link. What you will do is when you do want to log into the office hours, whether during my office hours on Mondays and Thursdays, or if we set up our own schedule, when you do log in through that link, you're going to need to use the passcode 2150T. So our Zoom room is locked, and people to get in do have to have the code, and our code is right here. So keep that code with you. Don't give it out to friends or whatever. A little bit of information about me here. You can scan that at your own leisure. And then these are the assignments for your 5 major projects, and we will come back to those in a little bit. So when you click here, you've got 2 documents. One will be the syllabus, it's a PDF. The other is a PDF of the weekly plans. I will go ahead and come to what I've got here already loaded in my computer. So here's our syllabus. My information is up here. My email address is here. You can always email me. I check my email a couple times a day. I try to respond within 24 hours. If you email me later in the day or at nighttime, you'll have to give me until the next day. I don't always check email in the evening or at nighttime. Although I do have a toddler, so if I'm up at 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe I will check my email. You never know. Again, here's our Zoom meeting ID if you need it. Here's the passcode. My office hours are Mondays and Thursdays, and for Monday are for Thursday, 2 o'clock, the hour of 2 o'clock. So 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. What this means is I will literally be sitting there on Zoom for an hour. I'll be doing my own thing unless you all drop in. And you can drop in with any questions or comments. If you are bored and you just want to work quietly while I work, that's fine too. I will be on no matter what. So Mondays and Thursdays from 2 to 3, I will be on no matter what on Zoom. The office hours are for you. These are specifically for you to come and talk to me. If your schedule does not allow you to meet during these times, email me and let me know, and we can figure out another time to meet. It is never a big deal. As far as Zoom goes, if you do drop in, I will have my video and audio on. If you drop in during office hours, you don't have to have your video on. So if you would prefer to just drop in and text or type a couple questions, that's absolutely fine. So don't feel as though when you drop in during office hours, we have to meet face-to-face, so to speak. You'll be able to look at me. But if you are somewhere where you don't want to share your video for whatever reason, that's totally fine with me. I don't care. Those are my dogs, excuse me. I don't care if your video is off. You can always type in the chat box, and we can talk that way too. So I will let you kind of read all this yourself. One thing I do want to highlight is we're really focusing on this semester. Society, self, and languaging, how those work together. And we're going to look at how words work and how do we use them. So how do they specifically frame reality and shape ourselves, our beliefs, and our actions? So that's kind of in a nutshell what this course is exploring as you all explore specific research projects within that. So scrolling down, there's a course description here. If you haven't taken writing one, you might want to pay a special attention to this. If you have taken writing one, or if you have, well, if you've taken it already, writing two, our class is going to add a research component to an intro to writing kind of class. So our class is going to have some research as well as looking at different genres of writing and communication. Scrolling down, we have some objectives you can scan. Here are the texts and technology that you will need access to for our class. So we have there's only one textbook, and it's not very expensive, that I'm asking you to rent or purchase. It's Join the Conversation, 3rd edition, for the academic year 2021. It's available for $26 from the publisher link, or $28 from our bookstore, another link. I've given you the ISBNs if you want to try to get the book, elsewhere on the internet, that's fine. Our readings that are not in the book will be posted to Blackboard, so you will be able to find them for free online. Purdue OWL is a free resource online. Instead of asking you all to buy another book that's going to have a lot of citation styles, this is free and it's online. So I want you to kind of get into the habit of referencing this because it is free, and I really do want to kind of save you money as much as I can. Access to university email, Blackboard, Zoom. That might seem like it goes without saying, but I've had a lot of students actually who will tell me they can't log into Blackboard, and when I say, well, you haven't logged in for 2 weeks, they'll say, well, I forgot my password. Please, if you forget your password, reset it. You do need to be able to log into your email and Blackboard. Everybody, all students at Brook have a free Zoom account, so that's why we're using Zoom. Zoom can be kind of clunky, but I think because you already have access to a free Zoom account as a student, that's probably the easiest way to access Zoom in office hours. Google Drive, free account. You can sign up if you don't have a Gmail account. And here are the 5 projects on that syllabus folder that we started from back here. If I back up here, these are 5 links where you can submit links. You can also email me the links, but I wanted to give you links within Blackboard as well, just to kind of keep everything centralized. So here are the 5 projects in detail. Obviously, as we get further into the class, I will give you many more details about the projects. We'll talk about them. We'll do some pre-writing. We'll get some peer feedback on the projects. So keep in mind right now, as far as the syllabus that we're looking at, these are just general descriptions to kind of give you an idea what's coming up. So don't panic. Don't feel overwhelmed. We're gonna talk about these more together. Project 1, rhetorical mapping. Essentially, you're going to choose as I put it here, a contemporary situation, event, or issue. The more it interests you, or the more it feels important to you, the better. Whatever you choose is going to be the situation or issue that you're going to use throughout the semester with your main projects. And it'll accumulate in your research project. So the more interest you have, passion you have, the more invested you are in whatever you choose, the easier it's going to be able to work with in research as we move throughout the semester. So try to choose something that feels personal to you. That said, don't choose anything that's going to be so personal it feels traumatic. I do not want you to choose anything that's too personal. So you know yourself, feel yourself out. If you have ideas you want to bounce off of me, that's fine. We can talk too if you kind of want to pick between a couple ideas. So choose something that means something to you, but don't overdo it. Don't make it anything traumatizing. We have enough going on in the middle of a pandemic anyway. You will map the situation looking at different genres. We'll talk about that. This will come together in terms of artifacts of your genres. And then you'll have a written portion where you answer these questions based on what you've chosen. That's worth 15% of your final grade, 1,000 words that you're going to write. Project 2 will stem from this. It's a rhetorical listening analysis. So sticking with that issue or that situation that you've chosen in the first project, you're going to analyze ultimately the situation through a lens that we're going to read. So I understand that at this point, rhetorical listening probably means nothing to you. That's okay. We're going to learn what rhetorical listening is, and we will apply that to that project when we get there. So again, don't panic. We're going to take this all in stride as we move along. This is just a little brief intro video. Project 3 is going to be your annotated bibliography. This is going to help get you set up for Project 4, which is the research project. So you're going to choose 10 sources. 6 of them have to be peer-reviewed. The other 4 can be credible, but not necessarily peer-reviewed. And we'll talk more about the difference as we move ahead. You'll stick with your topic here, your issue. So you have 2 options for the research project. You can either choose to do an argumentative research project where you want to argue a point. This is my position. I want to argue that I'm correct in light of research. Or you can choose a more investigative or exploratory path where you are just researching an issue and trying to lay out things that people interested in the issue need to consider. So you've got 2 options here. In Project 4, note, it's called the research web text. It's not an essay, it's not a research paper. I want to give you all, or each of you, a practical way to compose using your research. A lot of times a general research paper for an English class isn't going to translate to your various majors. We have accounting people in class, we have business people in class. We've got a variety of majors in here. I'd rather you choose a format for your research project that makes sense for you. That said, options include, but are not limited to, news articles, investigative blogs, podcasts, documentaries. There are, I have other examples too, if these don't appeal to you. And if you have other ideas, if you have something in mind and you think, this is something I want to read, this is how I want to present my research on my topic, this is how I want to publish it or type it up, design it, please let me know. I am, you'll see, you'll learn. I'm really not, I'm not a hard ass about this. I would much rather you do something that you're interested in a way that is meaningful to you than for you to just type up a research paper that you really could not care less about. And then your final main project is an e-portfolio. So this will be a digital portfolio online. You'll bring your first 4 projects into it. You'll incorporate them in such a way that you also have an introduction to the portfolio overall, and then a final reflection on the portfolio. And again, we'll talk about what these mean, and we'll do some kind of pre-writing with them in class as well, or for class as well. So if we scroll down here, grades and grading, here's the course distribution. This is in line with Baruch and CUNY's course grade distribution. And then here is our class breakdown in terms of the final grade. So Project 1, 15%, Project 2, 20%, Project 3, 15%, Project 4, 20%, Project 5 is 15%, and then that final 15% of your grade is going to come from participation, largely, given that we're meeting online, in terms of discussion boards and one conference that we have. So I'll go ahead and end this video here, and then the second video will pick up where we're leaving off with what the discussion boards look like and what our weekly plans will look like.